This is an X-Case and Racksurf video on custom built systems using desktop boards in a 1U chassis. This chassis is our RM100 SQ 440mm deep. In an ideal world, you'd want to use the server motherboard and ECC memory for reliability. However, there's a lot of customers, and it's business, and that's what they want, and that's what we'll supply, who need just a cheap solution using a desktop board, standard memory, and just perhaps a couple of standard hard drives. Now, there are problems with using desktop boards in a 1U chassis, but we've really overcome all of those nowadays, and we can make a nice system in a 1U that will suit your budget and also probably give you features that a server board won't. For instance, this particular customer needed audio on a desktop board. It comes on it. They needed a COM port, which this desktop board has. They did need dual LAN, but the board has one LAN port on it, so we just fitted a riser with a second LAN. Now, costing this out, obviously it comes out a lot cheaper than using a server board, and if you need a number of units for a particular project and you don't need server board reliability, taking into account desktop boards, as a rule, are pretty good anyway, and you're on a budget, then there's no problem for us to fit desktop boards into a 1U chassis as shown here. This particular chassis, you can fit two 3.5-inch drives into it, and either one or two SSDs. One if you're going to use the slim optical option on the website. You can configure this chassis on the website. There's a good choice of desktop boards and options to add to it, and you can still get yourself up to 32 gig of RAM on a desktop board. Most of these are loaded with Windows 7 or Windows 8. One of the problems, if you've ever built your own 1U server with a desktop board, is the I/O shield, for instance, at the back won't fit. And we've been working out over the years how to overcome this, and now we can cut them down very well so they fit nicely. Airflow is always going to be a problem because, as a rule, air goes from the front to the back, and a desktop board has the memory going across. So there is this barrier, but we do use very good coolers. There's this blower type cooler from Dynatron, and this does keep things as cool as a server board. So there you go. If you're on a budget and you need features of a desktop board, and the big guys, Dell, etc., just won't touch that sort of market, then at X-Case / Racksurf, we're quite happy to build up a system using desktop boards. Thanks for listening.